Mayor Lauren Poole. At this time, we'll have our introduction speaker. Spencer X. Gregory is a senior at PK Young Developmental Research School of Gainesville, Florida. Spencer is a well-rounded student who has not only maintained a 3.65 GPA throughout high school while taking numerous AP classes and honors classes, but he has also held numerous leadership positions in a variety of organizations at PK Young. He is class president of the class of 2020, as well as captain of the Blue Crew. He is the marketing manager and spirit leader for PK Young girls soccer team and has been a member of the Black Student Union for the past 3 years. Spencer is also a talented tenor and alto saxophonist who plays in the instrumental ensemble and in the PK Young Jazz Band. Additionally, he has earned 256 hours of community service as a volunteer at the Blue Wave After School program. He is also an active serving member in the community as a member of the Backpacks for Change, Habitat for Humanity, and volunteers weekly at Greenhouse Church, where he is a member and serves as tech leader and small group leader for elementary and middle school boards. On a weekly basis, he models what it looks like to be a teenager who loves God and who serves his or her community. Over the past 4 years, he has earned over 350 hours in a leadership role during Sunday services and numerous summer camps. Spencer is able to balance all of these activities as well as being an exemplary part-time employee at America's Escape Game. Spencer has always had a passion and desire to be a leader in everything that he has done. Spencer credits God for his continual blessings and blessing him and thanks his family for all of their love and support. Although it has not been finalized where he will matriculate, it is his plan to major in and earn an undergraduate degree in graphic design. At this time, we proudly recognize Spencer X. Gregory. So can we celebrate our speaker at this time?
Good afternoon. All right, so first I would like to thank God and my family for all their love and support. I'd like to thank the MLK Commission of Florida and the Edna Hart Keeper, the Dream Scholarship Committee, for allowing me to have the opportunity to speak to you guys today. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to remember the life and the legacy of the late Martin Luther King Jr. as we help make his dream a reality. Today is the day to think about our journey as a nation since Dr. King's untimely death. Today we will explore this year's theme, a community in crisis. What's your response? On a daily basis here in Gainesville, we are confronted with a variety of issues to contend with. This includes racial tension, acts of violence, educational and economic disparities, and the list goes on. We cannot afford to stand by and watch as this happens. Our quest today is to boldly identify and confront these social issues in the pursuit of a more perfect union. As some of you guys may know, in the Bible there's a story about two brothers, Cain and Abel. They were at odds with one another, which eventually led Cain to killing his brother Abel in a jealous rage. When God asked Cain if he knows where his brother is, Cain's response was, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" I stand before you today to tell you that yes, you are your brother's keeper. When we talk about a community, what do we mean? A community is defined as a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Our community is not limited to our family, our social circles, or those who live in the neighborhoods around us. In April of 1957, Dr. Martin Luther King's sermon, "The Birth of a New Nation," is where he expressed that the beloved community is explicitly global. King's view of the beloved community is all-inclusive. It clearly embraces the refugee, migrant workers, the poor, the powerless, the disadvantaged, the underrepresented, the homeless, and the elderly. It includes all of us. No one was left out. When we think about the common thread that connects us all, King's words remain true. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garnet of destiny. Whatever affects one directly, affects us all indirectly. Our communities are impacted by violence in many different ways. Acts of terror in public places, school shootings, conflicts with law enforcement, and that's just to name a few. Regardless of race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, or religion, each member of our global community is affected by violence. As stated in the World Report on Violence in Health, each year over 1.6 million people worldwide lose their lives to violence. Violence is among the leading causes of death for people aged 15 to 44 years old worldwide. In 2019, there were more reported mass shootings in the United States than any other time in this nation's history. Daily, children fear for their lives and safety when going to school, a place which should be a safe haven for kids. Last year, in 2019, there were 45 school shootings in the first 46 weeks of school. This is not only a national issue, this is happening in our own backyard. Just a couple months ago, 2 Buchholz High School students were charged with making threats to shoot up the local school with the intention to inflict the most possible casualties. As a high school student myself, hearing about this incident is truly eye-opening. I realize that we cannot merely stand by as victims much longer. We Alachua County students, we, the future of this great nation, are called to stand up against violence. When we see something, we must say something. In Dr. King's speech, The Other America, he explains the difference between the America where people have the milk of prosperity and honey of equality flowing before them, versus the other America, where children living in economic depression are deprived from an adequate education. Dr. King's beloved community is a global vision in which all people can share in the wealth of the earth. In the beloved community, poverty, hunger, and homelessness will not be tolerated because the international standards of human decency will not allow it. In our very own city, we are plagued with this economic duality daily. The Census Bureau reports that approximately 36,403 residents in Gainesville are below the poverty level. That's about 1 in 3 people. In a recent article, Gainesville was found to have the highest poverty rate in the state of Florida, with 30%. During the week of November 17th, there were 5 reported hate incidences on college campuses across the nation. At the University of Georgia and Iowa State, there are swastika stickers found all over the campus. At the University of Syracuse, there was racist-themed graffiti found on walls. And at the University of Auburn, there was a noose found hanging in the residence halls. This is not the future that Dr. King fought so hard for. As stated in Dr. King's beloved community, racism in all forms of discrimination, bigotry, prejudice will be replaced by an all-inclusive spirit of sisterhood and brotherhood. 3 years ago, a white nationalist came to the University of Florida to talk about hate. The fact that there was even an audience to welcome his views shows how divided our community is and how far we still have to go. From a declining minority rate in enrollment, students in blackface, to racist graffiti painted on campus bridges, we still have a ways to travel. The Bible says that a house divided against itself will not stand. All of the racial and economic division that has been sown into the fabric of this nation is detrimental to the unity and well-being of its citizens. How should we expect to advance as a nation when we are the ones holding ourselves back from further advancement? Every two steps we take 1 step back. We need to act as one. As Romans 12:16-18 says, live in harmony with one another. Do not be haughty, but associate with humble people. Do not overestimate yourself. Never repay one evil for another evil. Take thought for what is right and gracious and proper in the sight of everyone. If possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. This does not mean that we will not have different political views, or have other disputes, but through love and respect, we can respectfully disagree and resolve disputes peacefully. Like Jesus said in John 15:12, my command is this: love each other as I have loved you. We need to treat others with the same love that God extends to each and every one of us. Small steps can go a long way when it comes to helping the community. The Dalai Lama said, just as ripples spread out when a single pebble is dropped in water, the actions of an individual can have far-reaching effects. One person can have a tremendous effect on the majority, a community, or a nation. Dr. King and his message of justice and equality united a nation. Imagine what is possible if everyone did what they could, stepped up, and dropped that one pebble into the water. Volunteering in schools, helping in our communities, serving in our churches, and bringing hope to those in need. Those are all contributions that count. Edmund Burke writes, nobody makes a bigger mistake than he who did nothing because he thought he could only do it. It's easy to be discouraged about how you can impact the community. You can volunteer and serve in your communities, seeking opportunities to be a leader instead of a follower. This difference can have huge effects on us. I've personally tried to do this by serving in my church, filling up leadership roles whenever possible, because if you do not step up, who else will? We are all accountable for what happens in our community. We need to be responsible for ourselves and each other. Dr. King concluded, justice is indivisible. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We've got to come to see that however much we're misunderstood or criticized for taking a stand for justice or for peace, we must do it anyway. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And I say it, if we will stand and work together, we will bring into being the day when America is no longer two nations, but when it is one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now I ask you again, are you your brother's keeper? Yes, you are. All right, thank you.